எம்சிஏ வந்து அனுராதான் ஒரு மேடம். ஆமா, ஆனா போட்டோஸ் கொஞ்சம் தெளிவா தெரியணும். ஃபேஸ் நீட்டா.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
ஸ்பீக்கர்ல இருக்கிறதுனால பிரச்சனை. ஸ்பீக்கர்ல பின்னாடி கழட்டி விடணும் சார்.
அவ்வளவுதான் டைம் ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சு. நான் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். கட் பண்ணிட்டேன்.
மேம் இதுவும் வந்துட்டாங்களா? மேம் வந்துட்டாங்களா? ஏன் பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட் இவ்வளவு கம்மியா இருக்கு?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Start the session, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am, we can.
Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the 5th National Research Workshop on Green Computing, Advancing Sustainability through IT. We are honored to have Dr.C.Thilagavathy, ma'am, Assistant Professor in the Department of Information Technology at CMS College. As our resource person, Dr. Thilagavathy, ma'am, expertise in green computing and her commitment to sustainable IT practices make her an invaluable guide for today's discussions. Let's extend a warm welcome to our Dr. C. Thilagavathy, ma'am. Ma'am, welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, shall we
Ma'am,
start?
audible?
Yes, ma'am, yes. Ma'am, can you hear my voice? Ma'am, can you able to hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am, it's audible.
Yeah, okay. So shall we start, sir?
Yes, ma'am, you can present, ma'am.
Yeah.
People are connecting. You can start presentation, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes. Sir, my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, ma'am, it is clear?
No, ma'am, your voice is only visible. Your
Screen
presentation
is not visible, sir?
No, ma'am, your presentation is not visible.
Wait, sir, just a minute.
Yes.
Yes, just a minute. Sir, 2 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
Sir, now it is visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's visible, ma'am.
Sir, my video is visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Both visible, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, warm good evening to one and all present here. First of all, I would like to thank my parents who may not be here, and my well-wishers what I am to be here today. And first of all, I thank to the organizer, SK Research Group of Companies, SKRGC Publications, Madurai. Thank you, Satish sir, for calling me as a resource person. Thanks a lot. So once again, thank you everyone, and thank you so much for my management, CMS College of Science and Commerce, principal, everyone, to give an opportunity to and allow me to present here. So first, green computing. So our topic is nothing but green computing, advancing sustainability through IT. So before we getting into the topic, we have to discuss a few things that what we call it as before green computing, that is soft computing, cloud computing, fog computing, everything is there. So once we get into the green computing, we have to know that what is the importance of the nature and why we are going for this green computing. So afterwards we will discuss what is it, these things. Before that, what is soft computing, what is cloud computing, and what is fog computing when we compare it to the green computing? That is, soft computing is nothing but the computational techniques, that is, we call it as fuzzy logic, neural network, deep learning, so and so. So we can take it as the approximation value of the human-like decision. What we are taking the decision, flexibility is there, so many things will be there, and the application will be AI, machine learning, optimization technique, everything. When we are coming to the cloud computing, the cloud computing, we all know about cloud computing, where we store the data. So it is the resources over the internet on demand. So few things it will be coming under what we call it as free. Some extent it will be in a demand of amount. So the cloud computing, and it is also like it is a flexibility, scalability, everything. And what technology we are using is nothing. Just a minute. Now you can able to clear. When technology base, it is we can use as a SaaS, as what we call it as an management oriented, what we call it as application services. Then when we are coming to the fog computing is the extent of cloud computing, that is cloud services. By processing the data closer to that what we are doing. Then the edge computing is also there. It is coming under that networking towards that data processing, IoT related. And when we are coming to the fog computing, we can application take it as a IoT, real-time analytics, industrial IoT, etc. So all these things to be related with the technology oriented, and when what we are discussing today is the green computing, it is different to that. Totally from that, what we call it as environmental responsibility. So we be a human being, we have each and everything, we have the responsibility towards the nation, towards the society, towards the family. When we focus it on a good family, it will focus. When we focus it on a good children, towards our family, it will be focused it on a society, and it will be focused it on a nation, and it will be focused it on throughout the world. So what our current scenario is, we need what we call it as, we need a very good health and peaceful of mind, because now the situation is not too good, as like somewhere so many wars are there, so many things will be there. Please give it. So many things will be there. So what now it is needed is, it will be a peaceful life for each and every person, and it will be related with the environment, and it will be related with the healthy life. So when healthy life will be coming only through the environment. Okay, so it will be a good environment, and good health will be automatically coming. Our forefathers are saying that what the things, our body will be ruled by what we call it as 5, that is Panchabhutas, Nilam, Neer, Niruppu, Kaatru, Agayam. So these 5 things will be ruled by ourselves, as well as these 5 things will be ruled throughout the universe. So without these 5 things, the world cannot be turned over, and we cannot be turned over. So these 5 things will be related with that environment. So environmental responsible is the main thing for green computing. So what we call it as, it is the key focus of green computing is reducing the focus. And when we coming to our topic, that is main application of the green computing is sustainability of IT. What we call it as sustainability. So it should not be taken to the next question, change over or switch over or something. When we are coming to the green computing, it must be a sustainable. So without sustainable, we can't do anything. Whatever technology, whatever thing will be there, we have to be, when we are coming to the green computing, sustainable. That is the main focus on our workshop. of how it will be sustainable, how it will be focused on what we call it as that green computing. So this is one picture taken from that what we call as India Today newspaper. It just will be published on January 28, 2024, a few months back. So this photo will be shown that what that IT revolution, how we are why the green computing is important, how the game changer in the environmental sustainability. So when the green computing will be coming, the environmental sustainability is important. That's why this kind of workshop will be very, very important for this current scenario. So see here, we know that we are all educated people. We are all, whatever may be educated or uneducated, we are all humanity. We all are having that humanity. We are all human beings. We have known that what are the things to be hazard to the environment, what are the things to be non-hazard to the environment. So only when wastage are given nowadays, too much of awareness is coming to these people, that what we call it as wastage, what are the decayed and what are the non-decayed wastage will be there, and they will be separated and put it in the dustbin. So this picture shows how it will be reflect this environment. Okay, so all those things. What the main thing of green computing? The main thing of green computing, why we are talking about the green computing, is to reduce the environmental impact of information technology. That is, we are in the information technology. So many things will be there: computer, printer, so on, what we call it as. So many things will be there related with the IT. So the main green computing environment is reduce the environmental impact of information technology, and what we call it as minimizing the energy consumption. By minimizing the energy consumption and lowering the greenhouse gas emission and reducing energy waste, that we call it as e-waste, what we call it as electronic waste. So this picture shows that what are the electronic waste, everything will be there in the city. So main focus on green computing. So the green computing aims to create that what the balance between technological advancement and the environmental sustainability. So the what we call, why we focusing on green computing is, its aim is to balance between what balance technological advancement. We are in the era of AI. We are in the era of AI. We are towards going to the generative AI. We are have a chat GPT. So many technological development will be there. Whatever technological development will be there, it will never hazard to the what we call it as human environment. It will never given any damage to the it will not given any damage to the people, society. So it must be balanced between the technological advancement and the environmental sustainability, because these two things to be related, and these two things will be going smoothly, then only the society will be can be able to sustain and stability. So environmental sustainability and we have to balance with the technological advancement. So how the green computing, green IT, we can say it as a green IT or green computing. So what main things in the green computing? Main focus is on save the environment and save your life. With the green IT, that green computing main focus is on save the environment and save your life. So how it will be save, and what we call it as a green computing? That is, it is nothing but the what we call it as, it reduce the carbon footprint. So what is the carbon footprint or carbon emission? There's so many things where what we call it as. For an example, on PC is there. PC is placed in one place. The space will be occupied. Too much of space will be occupied, and because of that PC, I'm talking about desktop. I'm not talking about LCD. I'm talking about desktop. So it will occupy the what we call it as, it created with lid, so many things. So it will generate too much of current consumption. So it reduces the carbon emission. So these kind of things will be reduced. Using of paper printout. We have to take a single paper. We have to take printout on back to back. So many these kind of things will be used. Save our environment. then what we call it as, while allowing them to save money. So these kind of would be generated by the information system, business will be save that money. Then why it will be, how it will be green computing will be as well, that is to reduce environmental problem, to reduce energy consumption, to reduce global warming, and to save cost. So it also save cost. So mainly it will be focused on cloud computing, what we call it as material recycling. So cloud computing, using of taking a pen drive, using of taking what we call it as a hard disk separately, using of taking a printout, we can save it in a cloud, and wherever we are going, wherever we are working, we can take it from the cloud. What are the things we saved in a cloud, we can take it from anywhere, wherever in the world. So that will be reduce the what we call it as environmental, that will be reduce the wastage, that is what we call it as wastage. Then material recycling. So whatever the material, for example, material will be recycled, paper waste or something else, we can reduce that material recycling. Then power management. For an example, we are going, we are all working, or we are all studying, or we are doing research, whatever may be, we are in one position, we are in a home, whatever may be, wherever we are, if there is no person, or there is no usage of what we call it as fan or TV or computer, we can switch off that and we can move. It will save the power, it will save the society. Wherever we can't able to skip it, this is not my responsibility, this is not my room, this is not my home, it is a college property, the payment will be paid by the management, so I don't have any take care of that. We should not be like that. We have that individual responsibility to take over that all the things. So power management, so using of that we can make it as a power management. Then virtualization. So whatever virtualization we have to display and we can see it, what are the things will be there, and we can take it as a main thing, virtualization. Then telecommunicating. So we can communicate with the telecommunicating. We had nowadays telecommunicating will be too much of things, that is using of telecommunication. So these are the things mainly. So green IT using cloud computing, I told you already in the first slide, that is SaaS. We SaaS, PaaS, these things will be related with what we call it as mainly in a cloud computing. Next. How it will be minimized? What does mean by green computing? So that is minimizing the negative impact of IT use on it. So it will, green computing is nothing but, green IT is nothing but reduce the negative impact. So many people are saying IT, because of IT people, so many things will be paid. It is not like that. So minimizing the negative impact of IT. Then what we call it as environmental using, that is environment using information technology to help us all in every discipline we can say that, or whatever the things we are coming, we didn't bring it anything, and whatever we are going, we didn't take over from here. So we didn't bring anything from the universe, we didn't take anything from the universe. Whatever we are coming without anything, we are going without anything. That's a simple logic of life. So in between birth and death, all these things will be happen. This is yours, this is mine, this is not what, etc., etc. So everything will be coming from the environment. So environment using information technology to help solve environmental issues. So that is the main thing of green computing. So how the organization, so we can know that what is green computing, how it is usable, everything. How the organization could apply this green computing in their organization. So the green IT concept can be applied in any organization, wherever we are. We can make it as in a what we call it as in a practical way. So first thing, we have to reduce the environmental waste. First thing, we have to reduce the environmental waste. That is, I told you, reduce office electronic waste. So what we call it as office electronic waste, the unusable computer, unusable PC, unusable excuse me, unusable hardware or something else, we have to dispose it then and there, and whatever the need, we can take it. So reducing the office electronic waste. Then desktop computer. So we have to replace the desktop computer instead of what we call it as LCD. Why? Because the desktop computer, it will having a kilogram of lead and a number of dangerous chemicals are there. So it includes arsenic and boron and nitric acid. So it will hazards to the environment. So instead of using desktop computer, we can make use of LCD computer. Nowadays LCD is available in a TV, everything. We are in the AI scenario, so everyone could know that LCD will be there. So we can make use of that LCD computer. Then outdated computer need to be replaced regularly. So what we call it as outdated computer, for an example, I am not using desktop. I am using that what we call it as tablet. I am using an Apple phone, everything. So I don't want that what we call it as I don't want my PC. So I have to replace it in then and there immediately. So outdated computer need to be replaced regularly. So these are the main things in the reducing environmental waste. Second thing is improving energy efficiency while also saving the life. So how we are improving that energy efficiently? How we are improving? So in daily life, we want to improve our energy, means we can take a good food, healthy food, organic food, and we have to do a regular exercise, and we want to give a regular input, what we call it as knowledge, to increase our knowledge, everything. So improve energy efficiency. First thing, make the IT department greener company. Money is to be encouraged better energy consumption. So we have to change the IT department to as a greener company. So this will be encourage that energy consumption. So we have to inform that we are getting to an energy consumption. We are going for a green computing. So you have to be reduced our what we call it as that energy, the usage of current usage of IT material, everything, pen, whatever may be. So we have to encourage to better energy consumption to the IT department, to the greener company. Then many officials. So I told you, we are all in any kind of working scenario. So many officers leave their computer on all the time. For an example, if morning 9 to 5 working hours means when we get into the excuse me. When we are getting into the hall or when we are getting into your office, first thing we have to put on the light, put on the fan, and put on the what we call it as the computer monitor, everything. And we didn't switch off at in between any time if we are there or not. So many people are there, so many organizations are there. If we are not in the classroom, if we are not in the staff room, if we are not in the office cabin, whatever may be, the light, fan, computer, everything will be in the on position. We should not do like that, because every second, every minute, energy consumption, what we call it as the power consumption, is very, very important. If that time we don't want that, please switch off it. At next time it will be consumption by any of us or we. Because if we didn't have this kind of what we call it as power supply, we didn't do anything. Without power, we didn't do anything. Without computer, we can't do anything. Without mobile, we didn't do anything related with our office work, something else. So many officials leave their computer on all the times, which over 1 year that creates carbon emission. So why? What is the reason for this? Carbon emission will be created. It releases. So it is equal to over 2,000 cars on the road for a day. So this will be very, very important. So we have to take it on very seriously. Next thing, by turning off computer at night or when not in use for a long period of time, can save thousands of kilowatts of electricity. Sometimes most of them are what we did. Sometimes some people will be alone. What they did, they switch on the TV and switch off the computer and open it on whatever video or something else in the mobile or tablet. Then they they will left out or they will slept, they will went for a sleep, something else. So it will not switch over, it will not switch off. So it will be created hazards to the what we call it as electricity. It will automatically it will give an hazards to the environment. So by turning off computer at night or when not in use for a long period of time can save thousands of kilowatts of electricity. Saving power during meetings or lunch break. So when we are in lunch break, if you are not using our cabin, the fan and light will be switched off. The computer will be shut down. So this will be very important. So these things will be improving energy efficiency for whole life and saving it. Next thing is the green IT purchasing. So what we call as green IT purchasing. So that is controlling company purchasing of new equipment. That means I have already my tablet or what we call it as my laptop or my mobile or computer. Everything will be done in a mobile or everything will be done in my tablet or what we call it as a laptop. But even though I am having all these facilities, I want to buy a new what we call it as new trending technology phone, new trending computer, new trending what we call it as with all AI application. I need a new laptop. So this should not be happen because we have to control company purchasing new equipment. This will be the first initiative of green IT purchasing. Second thing is ordering new monitor, that is choose LCD monitor to use less energy. Already I told you about this. Next thing is encourage the use of laptops or tablets over more wasteful desktop model. That means we have to use laptops or tablet. That is use instead of desktop. Next one is printer. So printer we have to take that when we are not, that is so many new printers will be there. That is hibernation models are there. If we are not using that, it automatically power down and that is not in use. So that kind of printer will be most probably used in IT. It will be reduced that what we call it as energy consumption. So it will be well known to the environment, given some important to the environment. Then go to a paperless system whenever possible. I told you, wherever we need, we stored in a cloud computing, and wherever we are, we take it from there. So paperless system will be possible. Next one is, what are the practical applications of the green computing? So the practical applications, how the green computing is. The first one is product longevity. That is long life of product. So for an example, instead of I am changing my whole thing, I have to change my RAM or something else. That is whatever possibility. If product longevity, lifelong product will be safer side. So we can go for an product longevity. Next one is algorithmic efficiency. So algorithmic efficiency is, for an example, if you are doing an algorithm, if you are being a computer student, non-computer students can also be able to understand this, what is algorithmic efficiency. That is, we have studied in data structures, algorithmic efficiency, that what we call it as some formulas, binary search, everything is there. Algorithmic efficiency. So instead of going that what we call high efficiency, we can go for an what we call as binary search. When minimum quantity of efficiency is there, we can go for that. Next one is resource allocation. So when we are allocating a resource, so it is a general thing. So whatever the requirement allocation is speedy in about we call it as completed soon, we can allocate it first. So that time consumption is that, so time will be saved. So when proper allocation is that, the time will be saved. So this kind of practical applications will be implemented in the green computing. Then virtualization, already we learned about the virtualization. So it will be displayed that what we call this in a chat, or what we using of that documentation or something else with for a few example. I have a 10 pages of documentation. I want to explain it. Pictorial representation is enough to explain what we have to understand. So virtualization, that is whatever the things we need it in a in front of, that is in a virtual. Then terminal services. So networking, that is networking, whatever the server, whatever the porter, whatever that router, the terminal, whichever we want, it will be needed. So the terminal servers. Then power management. So power management, we already told about what power management we are, if we are not using, we can switch off everything, power management. Then power supply. So how the power management is important, the same thing power supply is also very, very important. Whenever we need, the power supply is important, because if my computer is not connected with any what we call it as generator or something else, so it will be using, all the things will be not saved. If power is suddenly shut down, all the things will be not saved. Again, I have to do it by from the starting. So it will be what we call it as, it will be the reduce that time, everything, wastage of time. Correct meaning is wastage of time, everything. So the power will be extra needed. The computer usage will be extra needed. So to avoid all those things, the power supply is also very important. Then operating system support. So very, very important is operating system support. For an example, open source operating systems are there. So whenever I want to use open source, or if I need it in a paid version, I can go for. So operating system support is also very, very important. Then storage. The store is nothing but how to store that. The storage is very, very important. I can store it in the cloud, or I can store it in the, so storage is very, very important in a practical application. Then display. So how it will be displayed. Then materials recycling. So materials recycling, for an example, paper, whatever may be. So instead of using one side taking printout, I can take it as a back and back. If I don't want it, I throw it. For an example, so many nowadays we are using what we tissue papers, right? Before decades, we are not aware of tissue paper everything. We are using that only water to hand our wash. We didn't use fork or something else. We eat it by hand, we wash it by water and everything, and we didn't go for a tissue paper. Nowadays, so many of them are not using hand to eat. They are using their what we call it as tissue paper, spoon or fork, something else, and they are using tissue paper to wash their hand. They don't want to wash their hand with water or something else. What the thing is, it is very dangerous, because you know how much of paper is consumption for creating what we call it as tissue paper. It is creating by a paper, right? So please avoid to use of tissue paper. Nowadays wet tissues also coming. So this and all the hazards of environment. We are all in educated field. We are in a position to teach our student what the things will be natural hazards to the environment. So these are the main things, hazards to the environment. For an example, packing items. Nowadays, so many packed foods are there. For an example, for a single dosa, they will packed. So many online what we call it as shops are there to serve the food items, everything. So for that, each and everything, they will be packing in a paper, right? So everything will be hazards to our what we call it as the environment. So we have to teach our children, we have to teach our students, we have to teach our whatever maybe have human community to avoid those kind of usage of papers or order item for a single dosa, for single item, everything. So many nowadays, most of them are not cooking in the home. They will be ordered automatically. It will be coming in a packed item. So for those things, so many trees will be cutting. So it will be natural hazards to our environment. So material recycling. Then data centers. The data centers will be there to initiate that about green computing practical applications will be there, and that is so data. It is collection all over the collection of information and keep it in there. So these are the practical applications will be in the green computing. Next one. why the green computing is this much of important. So we can see about what the practical application, what is green computing, everything. So why the green computing is this much of important? So first thing is minimizing the energy consumption. So it minimizes that energy consumption because when we are going for a green computing, we are related with the nature and we are taken so many good things from the environment and we will give good things to the environment. So energy, minimizing the energy consumption, purchasing the green energy, because normally so when the practical thing is nowadays we are cutting so many trees. So what we are doing when corona is coming, we are giving the excuse me, we are giving that what we call it as oxygen to that patient, right? So that oxygen will be given by this cylinder, it will be given through medical issues, right? So green energy automatically when we are taking and before 6 or we are early morning walking, or automatically what they said, it will be oxygen will be coming automatically because the carbon dioxide will be released to the oxygen will be taken over from our plant. So the plant, if we are not friendly with the plant, if we are not what we call it as, if we are not connected with the nature, we can't be able to sustain in the world, we can't be able to survey in the world. Those who connect with the nature will live happily. Because automatically when the flowers, when we saw a flower or when we saw a rose or something, automatically our heart will be raised. Automatically we are being happy. So the green energy is very, very important. Purchasing of green energy. Next one is reducing the paper and other consumable used. So reduce the consumable used is nothing but what we call it as usage of IT field, what we call tablet, etc., minimizing that IT environment, everything. Then minimizing the equipment disposal requirement. So what the minimizing equipment disposal requirement is, the minimizing disposal is when we are disposing something. For an example, when we are disposing the wastage of food, when we are disposing the e-waste, we have to concentrate that how it will be deposited in our soil, how it will be recreated, how it will be segregated from the nature of the soil, everything. Then next thing, minimizing the equipment disposal requirement. Next one is reducing travel requirement, that is for employees and customers. For an example, we are going somewhere. For an example, if you are going to within a kilometer or within a few minutes walk, it will be healthy to our body. But what nowadays we are doing is, we are taking a single vehicle. That means not single vehicle means I am talking about a car for a single person. The car usage is 5 to 10% or something else, the overall capacity. But a single person to 5 minutes walk or 10 minutes walk, they are using that what we call it as a traveling requirement. What this reflects is, it will reflect to the society that it will wastage the petrol, it will release the air, water, it has released the smoke pollution, everything. So whenever employee or customer, not we are all an employee or we are all a customer. So I am talking like that. So whatever may be, we have to be awareness of. For an example, I am going office to my vehicle. On the way, my colleague is there. My colleague house is there. I can take her or take him to the office. So he can or she can come with me. It will avoid the travel individually. So this kind of helping or this kind of consumption, that is the office will be given a van or something else. So for a single person, that office van will be traveled throughout that 10 to 5 kilometers. So these kind of things will be avoided. So reducing the travel requirement for employees and customers. So these are why we are going for green computing, very important. Next. how it is what is the benefits of green computing. So when we are coming to the benefit, energy efficiency, so all advantages, the same thing as this, energy efficiency. Then what we call it as renewable energy integration. So renewable energy integration is nothing but we have to be renewable, each and everything. What kind of integration to energy will be renewable? Then sustainable software development. So when we are creating a software, when we are creating awareness of software, that software that it should not be replaced, or it should not be disposal, or we should not be retained or something else. It must be a sustainable. So we should not again and again we have to replace it for that. So sustainable software development, then e-waste reduction, cloud computing, then cost saving and virtualization. So these are the benefits of green computing. Then what are the best practices of green computing? The main 7 best practices are there in the green computing. First one is invest in energy efficient hardware. So wherever we are invested, so investment is very, very important. So best practices, first one is invest. When we are sitting, when we are creating on project or something else, we are sitting together and we are planned. The planning itself, we have to do that. How much investment is there for energy efficient hardware? So hardware is very, very important for all this. So investment in energy efficient. Then virtualization. So best practices. So virtualization, how it will be virtual, how it will be realistic to the nature, how it will be realistic to that particular company, how it will be realistic to that society. So the virtualization. So the second best practices, virtualization. The next one is power management. So power management is very important in the best practices. We can make it as for an example. I am talking for a student. So many students and research scholars are there. So for the students, best practices is for I am giving if you are doing in your class, if the unwanted light and power without anyone, unwanted power and light is on, you have to switch off. I will give what we call it as I will give a gift, surprise gift. So this kind of activity will be encouraging the student. Or for an example, the student come and told me, ma'am, when I am coming to the college or school, on the way, one tap is opening, the water is leakaging unwantedly in the roadway. So I am going there and stop the tap and the water is stopped. So we have to appreciate those things and we have to honor them. So those kind of practices will be best for the power management to the students. So they themselves have to know how to resume that power. Okay. Next one is invest in renewable energy. So renewable energy, what are the renewable things will be there? We have to invest that. Next one is e-waste recycling. So we can make it as a workshop, or we can make it as a what we call it as a built out of waste program. So if we conducted these kind of activities in the school, even though in the office sector, the e-waste recycling, so we can give it as a workshop like wealth out of waste from the e-waste, how it will be recycled. So many things will be coming from those people. So that kind of best practices will be there in the e-waste recycling. Then promote sustainable software development. So we have to promote it. We are in the position to promote what are the sustainable software will be there in the market and what are the sustainable things will be there in the market. I have to explain those things in the practical oriented, but due to time consumption, I just explain what is that. So promote sustainable software development. Next one is optimize your data center. So when data centers are there, we have to optimize. Why we have to optimize? So many things will be done in the data centers and on. So best practice for green computing, we have to main thing is optimize where the data will be coming, where we have to store the data, where it is needed, how it is important, whether the data is stored in proper way, whether the data coming from the source will be proper way, all those things will be in a proper manner, and that kind of optimize, it is not feasible. It is not, the data center will not be feasible. It only in a optimized manner. Then, what are the main things in green computing? So we can learn about so many things in green computing. In future, government is also taking too much of efficient manner. Last January also an international conference will be conducted in the Sweden that is related with the green computing. So many things will be facilitated by the government also. International level, they given too much of importance to the green computing. So what are the futures are there in the green computing? So I told you, no, main thing, optimize your data center. The first thing is the green data centers. So we have to turn our data centers in a green data center. So how it will be in a green data center? So that whatever the things will be coming, it should not be disposable. So it will be renewable, and we will be use it again and again. So it will be stored in a green data centers. Then create a green ROI formula, that is return of investment. So what we have, return of investment, ROI is nothing but the return of investment. So when we are creating a formula to create a green technology, return of investment. So what are the things? For an example, if I am I put in a paper to the dustbin, it should not be disposable. It will be retained by a new paper or something else. So return of investment. So the green computing must be always will be focused on green return of investment formula. So video. Sorry, sir. Green IT innovators. So next thing is green IT innovators. So innovators is nothing but innovation concepts or innovation ideas. So nowadays in innovation and incubation cell is blooming, and startup is too much of very important in. So they given a very important category in startup idea, everything. So whenever the innovation idea is there, green IT innovation idea is implemented. Next one is serve customers smarter with green IT. So when we are in the customer service, we have to go on for a smarter with green IT. Next one is choose green tech solution, because some natural resources are more expensive and cancer. That is, we have to choose the green tech solution, because natural resources will be, sometimes it will be expensive. So green tech solutions will be here. We have to choose them. Then future energy ventures. That is, we have to invent. I told you the invention. The invention and the production technique will be environmentally begin by 2050. That means when we go towards this green technology, we never say that we have to, we can say that we never say that it will be hazards to the environment. We can't able to say that. We can say that it will be an environmentally begin with 2050. So thank you for your patient listening.
Thank you, ma'am.
So
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We are fully watched your green technology, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Saranya, ma'am, you can continue.
Sir, any questions? If participants, any doubt or any questions in? Saranya ma'am, please unmute.
Any queries? Any queries from other participants?
Ma'am, maximum students have been connected from SRM University, Trichy, ma'am.
Thilagavathy ma'am, shall we go to the vote of thanks, ma'am?
Thilagavathy, ma'am, is it audible?
Sorry, sir, I muted myself. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Participants, there is any doubt?
Participants, if you have any queries, you can discuss with Thilagavathy, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, there is
Participants.
a brief talk about that fog technology and green computing and so on so. Ma'am, most of the students have been connected from SRM University Trichy campus.
Okay, sir. Okay.
The students have been interested to join for this topic mainly.
Yes, sir. Because it is very important to current scenarios, sir. Green computing.
Yes, ma'am.
It is very, very important.
Yes,
green computing.
Yes, ma'am.
Because nowadays environmental hazards is too much, sir.
Yes,
so we have to concentrate in green computing.
That's the main thing for
Yes,
all
sir.
the students and researchers team.
Of course, sir. So many if the sir, research scholars are there. It is a very good topic, sir. Green computing. They can have a plenty of opportunities in research-oriented, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
They
ma'am.
can make it.
That's why we have been stored the same in our YouTube recording sessions also. If anyone has
Yes, sir. Yes.
in the future, they can just go through our video. They can get all the information from basic to end.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, if they anything they want to talk and personally clarify doubt, you just give my number, sir,
Please
to them.
type your number in the screen, ma'am.
Yeah, of course, sir.
And type your number and mail ID, ma'am. Students can easily.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure. Sure, sir. I will do it.
Yes, ma'am. Please present it. Slow.
Sorry, sir. Here heavy rain, some network issues.
Okay, ma'am.
Suddenly it started raining, sir.
Yes, ma'am. You can type your number and mail ID in Notepad, ma'am. People can easily follow.
Sure, sir. Sure. I will do it.
Yes, yes, ma'am. It's in chat box.
Sir, in chat box, I typed my number and mail ID, sir. If anyone want, you just use it. Any doubt in the open forum, you can't able to ask. You feel free to ask me.
Yes, ma'am.
You just send a mail or you just call me.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, mail ID and number have been shown in the chat screen, which has been displayed in live also. People can follow it. Ma'am, shall we go for vote of thanks?
Yeah, of course, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, shall I stop my presentation, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Saranya, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to invite our faculty, Ms. Monica, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you all for attending the 5th National Research Workshop on Green Computing. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr.C.Thilagavathy ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, CMS College of Science and Commerce, Autonomous, for being our esteemed resource person. Our expertise and insightful presentation on green computing have greatly enhanced our understanding of sustainable IT practices. Your for your valuable contribution. Thank you, Dr. Tilagavathy ma'am.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all participants, and thank you for the resource person, Dr. Tilagavathy ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. There is have no feedback link in our session. Shagai Janita, ma'am, the certificate will be sent by 6 p.m. ma'am today. The team is working on it.
Okay.
They will
Okay,
be.
sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Sarnya, ma'am, you can end up the session. Sarnya, ma'am.